And I've got a million things I want to ask you.
Get into it.
And I love how you're dressed. You're dressed like a star.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most famous actors who are known for being a little peculiar.
You're insane. But you might also be brilliant.
Number 10, Tommy Wiseau.
What client?
I cannot tell you, it's confidential.
Oh, come on, why not?
No, I can't. Anyway, how is your sex life?
Most of what we know about Tommy Wiseau comes via Greg Sestero, who recounted his time making The Room in his famous book, The Disaster Artist. And what it portrays is a very odd man. He seems very passionate about the art of filmmaking, but his unconventional behavior and bizarre quirks often resulted in, well, disaster.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
He also has a habit of giving cryptic, non-linear answers in interviews, and most of his past remains shrouded in mystery, adding to a general aura of intrigue. And finally, there's his general personality quirks, like that iconic laugh, distinctive speech patterns, and his habit of wearing sunglasses indoors. Tommy Wiseau is very strange, but that's exactly why we love him.
What I realized is he was wearing the glasses during he wears those when he watches movies.
Number 9, Tilda Swinton.
Dear God, what have you done to your fingernails?
I beg your pardon?
This diabolical varnish. The color is completely wrong.
Oh, really? Don't you like it?
It's not that I don't like it. I am physically repulsed.
With her trademark white hair, Tilda Swinton is easily one of the most distinctive actresses of her generation. She tends to embrace unconventionality in both her professional and personal life. That includes taking on many avant-garde roles and embracing that striking androgynous look, which has become her signature effect.
I feel like I'm not even here yet. I don't know.
You join in whenever you feel ready, but there's no rush. Welcome to our little family.
She also really enjoys her privacy, eschewing the Hollywood norms to live a secluded life in the Rocky Highlands of Scotland. And that's not even mentioning the time she slept in a glass box outside New York's Museum of Modern Art for reasons.
It isn't every day that you get to see an Oscar winner sleeping in a box, so are you loving it or is it just ridiculous to you?
Number 8, Andy Kaufman.
Bed? No bed.
No bed? Thank you very much.
While more of a performance artist than an actor, Andy Kaufman became a household name playing Latka Gravis on Taxi. A highly unconventional comic, Kaufman was one of those people that obscure their real personalities through constant jokes and pranks. Kaufman lived to subvert audience expectations, relishing in their confusion and bewilderment rather than their laughter.
You don't know the real me.
There isn't a real you.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Kaufman lived to subvert audience expectations, relishing in their confusion and bewilderment rather than their laughter. In fact, he was so aloof that when he died from lung cancer at just 35, many people thought that it was another elaborate prank. Some think he's still out there, watching the conspiracy unravel with a big grin on his face.
Even you asked me last time I was on your show if I was going to have a lawsuit, and I
yeah.
could have sued you. I could have sued you for everything you're worth.
Well,
and I didn't, because I'm not that kind of a guy.
Yeah. You know what?
What kind of a guy are you?
Number 7, Joan Crawford.
I don't quite understand. Is this some kind of emotional disturbance you're talking about?
Yes. Yes, she's emotionally disturbed. She's unbalanced.
This legendary actress was considered a complex and multifaceted individual, with her eccentricities often stemming from her relentless ambition and exacting standards. Crawford's personal relationships were often tumultuous, marked by 4 different marriages and a series of high-profile feuds, most notably with her rival Bette Davis.
You wouldn't be able to do these awful things to me if I weren't still in this chair. But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
She also had an obsession with cleanliness and style, having kept an impeccably clean house and dressing herself in elaborate outfits to maintain a lavish image. Finally, she had a number of personal eccentricities. For example, Crawford had an unwavering professionalism that tended to alienate her coworkers, and she was infamously painted as an abusive and unbalanced mother by her daughter, Christina. However, this portrayal has been criticized by others who knew Crawford well, including Bette Davis.
No wire hangers! What's wire hangers doing in this closet when I told you no wire hangers ever?
Number 6, Crispin Glover.
Okay, but I don't know what to say. Oh, just say anything, George. Say, well, whatever's natural. Well, the first thing that comes into your mind. Nothing's coming to my mind. Jesus, George, it was a wonder I was even born.
With his weird creative pursuits and enigmatic personality, Crispin Glover certainly has a penchant for defying mainstream expectations. Glover has made a number of unconventional career choices, often gravitating towards offbeat characters with antisocial tendencies.
What an awful name, Willard. If you had a stronger name, that Frank Martin wouldn't push you around. Or maybe you'd have found a girlfriend if you had a more handsome name, Ma.
He also embarked on a number of eclectic pursuits, like making provocative avant-garde films, writing surreal books, and even releasing an album of music. And let's not forget his unpredictable behavior on red carpets and late-night talk shows, like when he wore platform shoes on Letterman and almost kicked the host in the head.
Do you want to arm wrestle?
No.
I've been taking, I've been taking pride. These aren't mine. I can kick.
Okay. I'm gonna go check on the top 10.
Number 5, Orson Wells.
Lay on, Macduff. And damn be him that first cries. Hold enough.
This actor was a man of immense talent and creativity, but he often defied conventional norms both in Hollywood and in his personal endeavors. While some of his behavior might come across as normal today, he was considered highly unusual at the time. Despite his enormous fame, Wells was considered an outsider in Hollywood, often shying away from celebrity, working outside the studio system, taking on weird roles and experimenting with both radio and film techniques.
If I hadn't been very rich, I might have been a really great man. Don't you think you are? I think I did pretty well under the circumstances.
While unorthodox at the time, these techniques helped revolutionize the art of cinema and filmmaking. And even outside of his extravagant movies, Wells was a larger-than-life personality, complete with his sharp intellect and booming voice, magnetic personality, and penchant for extravagance. He was a showman through and through.
Mr. Wells, you make Wimpy look skimpy.
Well, you see, I'm fat and you're ugly, but I can diet.
Number 4, Nicolas Cage.
There she is, the almost birthday girl. Oh, but it seems I wore my long legs today.
If you hear that Nicolas Cage will be starring in a movie, chances are it's going to be Gonzo. Cage often chooses to play outlandish and abnormal characters, which he helps bring to memorable life through his unique acting style. Often described as over-the-top or even campy, Cage's acting emphasizes wild theatricality and lots of screaming. Some may call it overacting. We call it being Nicolas Cage.
Very good. You know your alphabet.
I never misspelled anything! Not once, not one time!
Even outside of movies, Cage brings a stamp of originality with bold, quirky outfits, unfiltered public behavior, and strange financial decisions. Whether it's vintage comic books, European castles, dinosaur skulls, or even two-headed snakes, it seems there's nothing that Cage won't purchase to satisfy his singular interests.
Did you at one time have a two-headed snake?
I did.
You did?
Does that make it impossibly strange that I had a two-headed snake? I did,
No,
and it's weird.
It is strange. It doesn't make you strange, but it is strange.
Number 3, Gary Bucy.
One time I was sitting on the bench, and I felt an energy coming up from my left. I looked up, and it was the face of Patrick Swayze with a spiritual trail behind him.
Considered one of the most eccentric actors in Hollywood, Gary Bucy has long been the butt of jokes and is known far and wide for his animated personality and unfiltered speech. His interviews often feature unusual anecdotes, and he often makes up Bucyisms, which are hilarious acronyms meant to signify some type of truth or motivational message.
The word death, D-E-A-T-H, stands for don't expect a tragedy here. Because you don't die, you go to a different place. And it's a lot of fun.
For example, relationship or really excited love affair till it's over, now sobriety hangs in peril. Bucy is also a very philosophical man, often speaking on spiritual and metaphysical topics with great interest. Some suspect that Bucy's erratic behavior stems from a tragic motorcycle accident in 1988 in which Bucy fell off his bike, fractured his skull, and suffered brain damage.
My brain got altered in a way that's not normal. And I have a different way of looking at things and feeling things, and I know how special life is.
Number 2, Marlin Brando.
I want you to rest well, and a month from now, this Hollywood big shot's gonna give you what you want.
It's too late. They start shooting in a week.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Despite being one of the GOATs, Marlon Brando was a strange guy, and a lot of people hated working with him. He was one of the first to embrace method acting, and he would often disregard scripts in favor of improvisation, both of which tended to annoy his coworkers. His on-set behavior was also questionable at best, as Brando is known for having a temper and would often antagonize the filmmakers by refusing to memorize lines and throwing tantrums when he didn't get his way. Even outside of his movies, Brando led an unconventional lifestyle, eschewing Hollywood and establishing his own village and environmental laboratory on the atoll of Tetiaroa.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Claus Kinski.
I want the opera house! This church remains closed till this town has its opera house!
While he appeared in over 130 movies, Klaus Kinsky is remembered largely for his erratic behavior and mental instability. In his lifetime, Kinsky was infamous for his volatile temper, often creating unpredictable and hostile work environments. Screaming tantrums were the norm, and he even shot the finger off an extra on the set of Aguirre, The Wrath of God.
Ganz davonlaufen zu denken, wird in 198 Teile zerstückelt. Und auf ihm wird dann so lange herumgetrampelt, bis man die Wände mit ihm streichen kann.
Kinsky also held contempt for social norms, often making grandiose public statements, refusing close relationships, and engaging in self-aggrandizement. In the 1950s, he was officially diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, which many people attribute for his problematic behavior and complex legacy.
Ich bin der Zorn Gottes. Wer sonst ist mit mir?
What do you make of these quirks? Let us know in the comments below.
What a story, Mark.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.